Judith was a 9-year-old Hollywood actress. She acted in numerous films including Jaws, The Revenge, Slam Dance, Eye of the Tiger, All Dogs Go to Heaven, and The Land Before Time. What happened, Judith and her mother, shocked everyone. They were living with a man who clearly needed urgent professional help. Today, you will know about the case of the sad end of Judith Barsi and her mother, Maria Barsi. Judith Eva Barsi was born on June 6, 1978, in Los Angeles, United States. Her parents, Joseph Barsi and Maria Barsi, were refugees from Hungary. When Judith was 5 years old, she was spotted by a talent scout at a roller rink. Due to her small size, she could be mistaken for a 3-year-old girl, but the mistake didn't harm her because even at 5 years old, she communicated very well. Her first TV role was in a Donald Duck orange juice commercial. After that, her career took off. She was cast in advertisements for burgers, sweets, peanut butter, dolls, cereal. There were dozens of them. She acted in almost 70 commercials. She was also invited to film TV series and movies. The most famous on her list was the character Thea in the movie Jaws 4. Maria supported her daughter's professional career, but she tried to keep Judith's life as normal as possible. The girl attended school and only missed classes for filming in extreme cases. In their free time, they engaged in typical children's activities and watched cartoons together. Whenever one of her commercials was about to air, Maria would make popcorn and they would sit in front of the TV to watch it. However, if Joseph was at home, they couldn't not use the TV as he would only watch sport games or movies. The more she became famous, her income increased. She earned at the time $100,000 a year, and I'm talking about 1983. It was a huge money. Joseph stopped working, started to drink excessively, and he became authoritarian and violent. His verbal abuse could be heard by neighbors, and his physical threats were constant. He beat his wife and once threatened her with a knife. He held it to her neck, claiming that he knew she was planning to leave him and take their daughter with her. The little girl often witnessed her father's aggression. She had a psychological reaction which produced a psychological response. She began to gain weight and exhibited strange behaviors such as plucking her own eyebrows, eyelashes, and the hair of her pet cat's mustache. In 1986, when Maria and Judith were packing their bags to travel to the Bahamas for a work, Joseph entered the room and spoke to his wife in front of their daughter. He shouted that if they went to that recording, they didn't need come back. She should hide because he would find her and cut her throat. Maria was so terrified that she ended up canceling Judith's recording. In December of that year, Maria went to the police station to file a police report against her husband days after he assaulted her. She accused him of threatening to kill her, hitting her in the face, and strangling her. But the marks on her body were no longer visible, and the police informed her that the normal procedure in such case would be sue him. Furthermore, women who suffer from domestic violence often still do not have the emotional strength to leave an abusive relationship, to break free of the chains that trap them. Imagine their situation in 1986. Maria had a neighbor named Eunice Daly, with whom she shared her domestic problems. Eunice gave words of comfort and advice, but unfortunately, they were not heeded. Eunice told Maria she had to get away from Joseph as with each passing day he was becoming more and more aggressive. However, Maria was always afraid that he would follow her and find her. But at the same time, she also believed that somehow he could change. Once he stopped drinking, life would be better. In 1987, backstage at the recording of one of Judith's films, in a moment when Maria was not nearby, Judith began to cry hysterically with a production agent named Ruth Hansen. The girl said that her father was going to kill her mother. She didn't want to go home and wanted her mother beside her at all times. Ruth talked to Maria, who didn't feel comfortable telling her what was going on at home, and Ruth said that she needed to urgently take the child to a psychologist. As the day passed, Maria called social assistance, and with this person, she confessed that the girl's problem could be because she was witnessing her domestic violence. Maria added that she had made the decision to divorce. On the night of July 25, 1988, when Judith was 10 years old, Joseph entered her room while she was sleeping, making no noise so as not to wake her. With the noise, Maria ran to the room in desperation. But before she could reach her daughter's room, she met her husband in the hallway. Both, mother and daughter, died instantly. Joseph did nothing for the next few days. With the bodies of his daughter in bed and his wife on the floor in the hallway, he spent the next 2 days drinking. On the morning of July 27th, he poured gasoline on the 2 bodies and set the house on fire. He then went into the garage with the same gun and shot himself. The smoke that filled the house alerted local residents to call the fire department. When they managed to put out the fire, they found the bodies. When the police were called, they found gunshot holes in the heads of all the family members, and it was evident that Joseph was responsible for everything. However, only the autopsy revealed that Maria and Judith's deaths had occurred 2 days before the fire. The funeral of Maria and Judith was very sad. Everyone there knew of the tragic events. Actor Lance Guest, who played Judith's father in the movies Jaws 4, carried her coffin. To this day, it is not known where Joseph's body is buried. Many believe he was buried in some unmarked grave. Judith and Maria's bodies were buried side by side. Judith's tombstone was engraved with the words "Yap, Yap, Yap" of the character Ducky from the movie The Land Before Time, in which Judith voiced, forever immortalizing her voice in the memory of many.
It is Ducky. Yep, that is what it is. Yep, yep, yep. Dee 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 doo. Doo doo. Da 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 doo.